Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Joe Lusk, driver of the number 20 limited late model. It's called the Pro Late Model in iRacing, but it's a limited late model to me from central Pennsylvania. And I'm going to let you guys know what's up with this iRacing stuff, this dirt racing, what it's all about. I'm going to give you some tips if you plan on buying the game. And so yeah, you can see my opinion on it as a real driver, how realistic I think it is. So let's get into it. So iRacing for the longest time was just a game where there were asphalt cars, and it was for asphalt drivers to practice their skills, hone in, refresh on tracks. You can read their testimonies on the website. People like Joey Logano, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Wayne Byron, all kinds of people have used iRacing as a tool to get their racing career better and better themselves and refresh themselves as they go to tracks. So iRacing to me, this game is incredible. It's not even a game. A lot of people get upset if you call it a game because it's really a simulation. It's all about making the cars as real as possible. So to me, this game slash simulation is awesome. This is as real as it gets. I'm behind the wheel of a Pro Late model right now. You can watch in the video. A Pro Late model in real life is a 358 late model with a spoiler in the back, gas shocks, pretty much a super late model minus it's got a steel block 358. So that's what I'm driving in the game. In real life, to me, that's a limited late model, but whatever. The dictionary is different. Things are different no matter where you go. So anyway, iRacing to me, great. I recommend it for sure. Now, we'll get into that. You feel pretty much all the sensations in this car as you do in real life. I mean, there's some things that you can't. Some bumps you can't feel. I mean, you can't really feel the car getting on the bars, like, with your body. But you can feel it, and you can see it, and you know what's happening. If you're interested in late model racing, you know what up on the bars is, and if you're not, being up on the bars means the car, the left rear side of the car, is pushing into the ground so hard that the bars that the upper and lower trailing arm bars basically are holding the car up instead of the actual shock absorber. So that's what getting up on the bars is, and it's critical to late models that you feel that. And in this game you can. It's crazy. So yeah, that's basically how realistic it feels to me as a driver, is that you can feel it get up on the bars, you can watch the track as it grooves out. You can see right now that the center of the track is a bit dry slick and the outsides of the track have a little bit more tack to them. So you can really get that right rear up on this berm. You can't exactly feel the car go up on the berm because, you know, or up on the cushion, sorry. You can't really feel the car get onto the cushion, like physically, by like just watching it and feeling it in your steering wheel. But you can definitely feel it because it gives that car that extra grip that it needs to get around the corner. I can actually exemplify that, or give you an example here. I'm going to go try to use the middle and watch how sideways the car gets. Now I got down to the bottom where there's a little bit more grip, but now if you watch, if I use the high side, the car definitely doesn't turn as sideways. Of course I tapped the wall there, but yeah, so in a realistic sense, this feels, this is it. This is the apex of simulation to this point for me, has been in iRacing on dirt here. So, now that we've got that out of the way, do I recommend you buying it? If you're a dirt late model driver, the answer is yes. This will hone in your skills. You can spend as much time in this as you do in the car, if not more, so you can practice up and get ready for that next race and stay refreshed on how the cars actually handle. Because no matter how many races you run, there's always a period in between where there's time that you lose being out of the car. Well, with this, you can just stay on top of it. If you're about to go to a race, you can hop in this real quick and say, oh hey, that's how these cars drive, because they drive so funny compared to a real-life car. But anyway, so if you're a late model driver, I definitely recommend it. That's a little bit pricier, but we'll get into that here in just a minute. If you're a fan, I recommend it. It's awesome. It gives you the experience of being in the car. I mean, I'd suggest try before you buy. Well, you can't exactly try before you buy, but maybe if somebody you know has it and you can try it, than possibly you could try before you buy, but it's a little bit on the pricier end, so that's why I wouldn't exactly blindly recommend it to a fan without them trying it first and knowing that they're hooked. So on to the pricing. I mentioned it a couple times before now. This game's a little bit expensive. It's $110 a year subscription-based. Now, there are deals for people that are signing up right now. I think it might be 50% off a year's subscription. So, but yeah, you have to pay $110 a year, at least I do. And you have to also purchase every additional piece of content that you want. That's tracks, cars, and that's pretty much, you have to pay about $13-ish for everything you want in addition to the default stuff you get, like stock cars. There's a USA Speedway. It's covered in dirt. You can race there for dirt, and then there's a bunch of asphalt stuff that you get as well. But anyway, the late models, you get all the late models for $11 and all the sprint cars for $11 as well, as in one low rate, as in you don't have to pay $11 3 times for all 3 different late models. You pay $11 once and get all 3. So that's where it gets a little bit expensive, but I think it's worth it. For me, it's worth every penny of being able to have as much fun as you do in dirt racing, and also to stay up on it, stay fresh with it in my mind as we move towards the season. Now, for a computer, you definitely need a computer that's not old. You need something that's new that can play games to be able to run this game. There's so much stuff that happens, like the evolving of the track and how good the cars look. You could probably get away with one for around $500, especially if you build it yourself. Otherwise, you're going to be looking at like $800-ish to be able to play this game on the higher settings, which I definitely recommend. Now, you can build it yourself. It's pretty easy. I've built computers for people, so you can do that. Now, the wheel. I have a Logitech G27 with my Longacre 13-inch late model wheel out of my race car right now and on this wheel, and it feels awesome, just like it does in real life. So I could recommend the Logitech G27. It costed about $300 when it first came out, and that's when I got it. But now you can probably find it on eBay for a bit cheaper, maybe $150. I don't know, I'm not on eBay right now looking at it, but that's probably what you could find. So I wouldn't short yourself on a wheel. There's plenty of companies like Thrustmaster and Fanatec, or Fanatic, I don't know how you want to pronounce that, but there are definitely a bunch of companies that make really, really good wheels, and it's for that force feedback that you get. So basically the wheel just turns without my hands on it, which is the feeling that you need to be able to feel the bumps and feel the car get up on the bars. So with that being said, do I recommend this game? Yes. From a real driver's perspective, it's awesome, and it just makes me want to. I mean, I'm getting flashbacks. The one time I started a race on here, and I was starting on the outside, and I was looking at the car to my inside. I'm like, man, that reminds me of my first race in a late model, and it just makes me want to put on my helmet and just push the cushion out and get up on the bars and have some fun. Anyway, guys, that's it for this one. My name is Joe Lusk. I'm a late model driver up here in central Pennsylvania, and that's my review on iRacing and my tips if you wanted to get it. So if this video helped you out at all or convinced you to buy iRacing, you can put in as you're purchasing the subscription that I was the one that recommended that you get it. And then that gives me a little bit of a bonus with iRacing content. It costs you nothing, and for spreading the word of iRacing, I get a bonus for it, which is pretty cool. But otherwise, I mean, honestly, this stuff, there's nothing else like it, and I definitely recommend it. So, yeah, my name's Joe Lusk. If you like this video, Subscribe to me on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, whatever you want to follow me on. It's all at Joe Lusk Racing. So yeah, thanks guys.